This is my chosen son. Listen to him. Who is this Jesus? What does it mean to us? In the gospel, just before this event, this transfiguration of Jesus, it was revealed that he is the Son of God and that he would suffer greatly, be rejected, and be killed. But that there would be resurrection, hope, even after death. Then Jesus told his disciples that they would need to carry their own cross, that they would need to deny themselves, that they would need to lose themselves in order to find themselves. And having told them the difficult side of following him, then he reveals himself through the transfiguration. So it's a sign of hope. It's a sign that this resurrection is more than just a metaphor. Remember that these disciples didn't know yet what he meant by resurrection. Yet they get a glimpse of the glory of God shining through Jesus. They get a glimpse of what a resurrected body might look like. This transfiguration is meant to strengthen the disciples so they can face what lies ahead, because ahead of them, ahead of us, this Lent, we'll face the crucifixion. We'll need to come to terms with the passion of Christ, and we'll need to carry our own crosses as we join our Lenten sacrifices with the sacrifice of Jesus. Jesus offers a glimpse of his glory not just to his disciples, but also to us through this transfiguration. It's an encouragement when we struggle, when we fall, that God made himself manifest through this weak human body, that God can transfigure our sufferings and weaknesses into something beautiful, that God will be with us, that God has already been with us, even if we haven't realized it. God was with Moses. God was with Elijah. God has been revealing himself in every generation. Not that our eyes are always open to seeing him. What does the gospel say about the disciples on the mountain? As Jesus is revealing his glory, it says, Peter and his companions had been overcome by sleep, but becoming fully awake, they saw his glory. How often is our spiritual life a bit drowsy? How often are we lying there with our eyes closed while God is offering to reveal himself? You know who Moses and Elijah are. Moses, the great lawgiver, and Elijah, the great prophet. That's the law and the prophets. That's the way the Jews would have referred to the scripture in the first century, the law and the prophets. In other words, all of Scripture is revealing who Jesus is, leading up to the time of salvation, pointing ahead to what Jesus would accomplish on the cross, foretelling the new life of resurrection that lies ahead for all of us. If God is revealing himself through the Scriptures to each one of us, are our eyes open to reading what's been made available to us? Or are we a little sleepy when it comes to struggling through the text? The Transfiguration calls us to become fully awake, to become fully aware that God is acting in our lives. This is my chosen son. Listen to him. With eyes open to see God's interactions in our life, with ears open to listen for his call, we not only hear the Father say, "This Jesus is my Son," but we can hear him say through our baptism, "You are my beloved Son. You are my beloved daughter. You are the one I claim as my own and want to have with me forever." Because the whole story of the cross is a story of his love for you and the promise of resurrection that lies beyond the cross you carry in your own life. It's a call to holiness as we try to follow Christ. One day we'll all be transfigured as we stand before our Father, and we'll want God's holiness to shine through us as he says, "This is the child whom I have always loved."